In 207, Paranormal Activity reignited interest in the supernatural horror genre, and its success led to a popular film franchise that spans 6 films and counting, as well as other assorted media. The first film's brilliant marketing campaign and micro-budget of only $15,000 set it apart from the crowd, easily stirring up audience interest without risking much money in the production process. In the end, the film turned a massive profit, raking in a hopping $193,355,800 worldwide. Paranormal Activity centers on Katie and her overly confident, some might even say arrogant boyfriend, Micah. After moving to a new home together, the pair must grapple with the presence of Katie's invisible friend, a demon that has been attached to her since childhood. Micah's solution is to capture every second of their lives on film, hoping that he can secure evidence of the demon's existence. Of course, things don't go as smoothly as Micah may have expected, and Katie's demon quickly becomes a dangerous threat for the couple. The film raises a few important questions along the way. How did the demon latch on to Katie in the first place? How exactly does the demon become more powerful? For answers to all those riddles and more, here's a look at everything you need to know about the ending of Paranormal Activity. From the moment the couple steps through their front door, the film's entirety is shown from Micah's perspective, either directly behind the camera or as the person who set the scene. After moving into their new San Diego home, Micah prompts his girlfriend Katie to retell a troubling bit of personal history for his recording. Katie believes that a supernatural entity has been following her since childhood. More specifically, Katie explains that after her childhood home inexplicably went up in flames, she has seen and experienced multiple paranormal happenings. Seeing as she and Micah have moved in together, it only makes sense that Katie reveals her concerns to Micah. However, he is clearly far from receptive to any ideas of ghosts or anything having to do with the supernatural. As a result, Micah invests half a day's earnings on a new camera set up to test Katie's theory about being haunted and to catch any evidence of ghostly activity. Micah even surprises Katie by explaining that the camera will be rolling 24/7, even when the couple is asleep. From here on out, it's clear that Micah intends to bring the camera everywhere in the home. When the couple is chilling on the couch, the camera is rolling. If they're having cereal at the breakfast bar, it's captured on camera. Hours of the couple sleeping is filmed each night and thoroughly investigated by Micah the next day. Any emotional outbursts are caught on film, and the camera is always a part of the scene or conversation. When Micah outwardly mocks the validity of Katie's situation, she turns to Dr. Friedrichs, a psychic who she hopes can help her navigate her unique experiences and offer some clarity to her disturbing experiences. As Micah's camera rolls, Dr. Friedrichs quickly deduces that the entity following Katie isn't a ghost at all, but is instead a demon. Unlike a ghost, demons are malicious, dangerous entities that feed off their victims' negative energy. The psychic explains that the demon will continue to follow Katie wherever she runs, so she will have to nip this problem in the bud as quickly and effectively as possible. Because demons are outside Dr. Friedrich's expertise, he refers Katie to a demonologist. Before making his exit, he warns the couple, specifically Micah, not to tempt the demon to communicate, since he had shown interest in drawing the demon out. According to the psychic, doing so could be highly dangerous. Following the appointment, Katie expresses interest in contacting the demonologist, but Micah immediately shuts the idea down. Not only does he refer to Dr. Friedrichs as a quack, but he is in disbelief that Katie seems to be buying into the concept of a demonic entity at all. For the time being, Katie decides to hold off on contacting the demonologist, and Micah continues with his constant filming. Luckily for Micah, it seems like whatever has attached itself to Katie may be interested in communicating somehow with the couple. After a few strange occurrences begin to take place around the home, Micah is absolutely ecstatic that he's caught something seemingly impossible on film. The first credible sign of paranormal activity begins with a door opening on its own, but the occurrences steadily continue to grow with each passing night. For example, lights turn on and off, Household items turn up in different places without Katie or Mika moving them, and so on and so forth. However, things start to get a little stranger as the filming progresses. After night 5, Mika captures a strange grunting noise on an audio recorder, which he and Katie are unable to assign to any living creature or other corporeal objects. Another odd occurrence happens on night 15 when the camera catches footage of Katie getting out of bed in the middle of the night in a trance-like state. For 2 hours, she stands stock still beside the bed before crawling back in and going back to sleep. When Mika shows her the footage, Katie doesn't seem to have any recollection of doing this the night before. After the attack, Katie begins to act very strangely. Mika is clearly overwhelmed by the sudden escalation and focuses on packing their things to temporarily move to a hotel. During the process, Mika finds Katie in a catatonic state, clutching a cross in her hands. She's unresponsive, and she's grasped the cross so hard that her hand is bleeding. Mika, seemingly at his wit's end, throws the cross into the fireplace and moves Katie upstairs while he continues packing. Once Mika has everything in order, he heads upstairs to retrieve Katie. To his surprise, Katie has had a complete change of heart about leaving the house and begs him to stay in the home with her, insisting they'll be safe there after all. Mika gives in to her request, unaware that the Katie he knew is gone for good. The next night, the camera feed shows Katie exiting the bed while Mika is still asleep. For 2 hours, Katie silently watches Mika sleeping before heading downstairs. Suddenly, Katie releases a blood-curdling scream, and Mika springs into action, falling victim to the demon's trap. Mika leaves the room, and the camera continues rolling as the action happens off-screen. After a few moments of Mika screaming, silence follows. Then Mika's body is suddenly thrown at the camera, knocking it down. The obviously possessed Katie crawls into the frame with a menacing grin, and just before the film cuts to black, her face changes into a demonic-like figure as she lunges, screaming at the camera. Throughout the film, Mika is shown in a less than favorable light. Before experiencing the paranormal himself, Mika outright mocks Katie and minimizes her experiences. He is unapologetically dismissive of anything that will bring Katie any sort of comfort, and is seen consistently quick to belittle and demean her feelings. However, the moment Mika realizes that what Katie is saying is real, and the demon will make for a compelling video, he is quick to exploit her trauma for his own selfish ends. Thanks for watching my breakdown of Paranormal Activity. I will be breaking down Paranormal Activity 2 later. Bye.